Welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. On today's episode, what I'm going to be talking about is why is it that we can't just snap out of anxiety so easily? Why is it so hard for us to overcome this? And a lot of people tell us, like, what are you afraid about? There's nothing to be afraid. Like, what's the big deal? Just snap out of it. And we wish it was such a simple thing just to stop experiencing. It's not like we choose or even want this. We don't even want this on our worst enemy. That's how bad it is to experience anxiety. That's how intense it actually is. But the question is, why is it so hard for us to overcome? Why is it so hard for us just to snap out of it? Just boom, I'm better now. Like we used to back in the day. Before we had this, why is it so hard now for us to overcome this and just to snap out of it? And the reason why, guys, it's not... There is something, and I don't want you guys to get motivated about it and why it's not that easy. And every time that you might see or you might hear oh, just do this and you'll be fine, or do that, you'll be fine. Just know this is not a 1, 2, 3 fix, because it has been going on for years on end, and we have not been paying attention to it or even treating it in the right way, that eventually we came to the point where it went haywire. It overloaded itself. So now what we need to do is to rewire our amygdala, to rewire our brain, to think differently, and to heal ourselves. We need to heal. And what I mean by heal is healing our sympathetic nervous system. And I know I spoke about this in the other episodes about the sympathetic nervous system, but it's really important. It's really important to heal our sympathetic nervous system, because it's responsible to activate our fight and fight mode whenever we are in a dangerous situation. But now it's just all over the place. It can't handle anything. That's why we feel overwhelmed. Very easily we get overwhelmed. We feel very emotional because our sympathetic nervous system is not able to handle our stress and worry and pressure. So we need to heal that. We need to heal that within ourselves so that we can actually start operating normally like we used to and stop experiencing anxiety. Now, the reason why, and again, another reason why we can't snap out of it, because it's also a subconscious thing. We've been thinking in a certain way for so many years. That can come from our parents, our friends, our teachers, whoever it is that has been developing us, and especially also right now, TV and social media has been, such a big impact on us that it's been programming us to think in a certain way. We have been programmed to think this way. Now, to come to change that is not an easy thing. Because if you realize, whatever you have been doing so far in your life has brought you to this point. So we need to change certain things, negative habits that we have, in order for us to feel much better. And that takes time. It's not something that we can just automatically just snap our fingers. Okay, now I can just feel much better. No, it takes time. Every single day, if we're working towards that, eventually we'll get to that place. But understand, it's not a 1, 2, 3 thing like, you know what, I just do this, and that, and that's it. I'll feel much better in about a week or two. There's no timetable how it's going to be. It depends how much effort we put on it, and that depends on the person, because each person has their own situation of what they went through in life and what they experienced in life and everything that they went through. And that's, some people, it's hard for them just to change a certain habit. It's not an easy thing because that's their safety. Like thinking negatively, for example. For some people, they're comfortable being that way because that's, number one, what they're used to, and that's what keeps them safe in a way. It keeps them safe. It makes them feel much better. It doesn't give them disappointment. It doesn't, it doesn't put them in danger or anything like that. It doesn't make them take risks. It puts them in a certain place like, hey, you know what? Just feel comfortable and you feel fine. So to change that, guys, does take time. Again, it's a subconscious thing, a subconscious issue that we need to change the subconscious mind, which is not a, overnight thing, of course. Changing the subconscious mind takes work. It takes the conscious mind to work on the subconscious mind so that we can make, because our subconscious mind, by the way, dictates our life. It dictates our life. We think we're making decisions. No. It's our subconscious mind that's dictating and putting us on a certain path. And within that path, our conscious mind makes a decision. But if we are able to change the subconscious mind, it can take us on a different path, and our conscious mind will be responsible on that path to make decisions. You understand? That's the way it works. Now, to change that path is not a 1, 2, 3. We need to work on it. We need to work on it. Think more positively. Work on our self-esteem. Work on our self-confidence. These kind of things will help us. Going to do exposure therapy, grounding techniques, getting help, working on yourself, reading books that's going to develop you, listening to motivational videos. I do it all the time, and it helps me tremendously. I did so many things besides doing one-on-one sessions, which is very powerful. I did a lot more other things. I had to go to seminars I went to workshops. I listened to a ton of motivational videos with Les Brown. He's one of my favorite. I always talk about him because he's just so powerful in what he says, and it's so true what he says. He literally just changed my mindset and how to look at things. Like, I used to be afraid of taking risks. I used to be terrified of it. I would not take any risk. I would just work according to what I would think is safe. I'm like, okay, this is too risky. I would stop. I wouldn't do it. But he changed my mindset and how to look, because I was afraid of failure. He made me change my mindset on how to look at failure, how to look at it in a different kind of way, in a different perspective, in a more positive way. And that helped me to calm down. That took away my anxiety. But again, I still have that battle sometimes. Yeah, sometimes, it's good. It keeps you safe. But at the same time, okay, is it really worth it? I could be stuck in a job that I didn't like. Instead of me taking the risk, I asked myself, okay, in 10 years, if you continue doing that job, would you be happy? I said, no. That's a risk. That's a risk. I'm like, no, I don't want to take that. That's a failure right there. I might be safe because of the money-wise, but I said I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be miserable. So I said to myself, I got to make a change over here. I have to do it strategically. It's not like I'm just going to leave the job and that's it. No, I got to do it smart, and how I can start building myself and see the momentum and then take the risk, make a calculated risk. But the point is, guys, is that the anxiety part, again, this is just developing your mind. The anxiety part, you also need to develop a certain mindset. You use the tools and techniques, but at the same time, develop a certain mindset, and that does take time. It takes time in order to heal ourselves, to heal the sympathetic nervous system. I spoke about this a few episodes ago, that to take off the worry, the stress, and the pressure, that is what's causing us to have anxiety, the stress and the worry and pressure from years, like now anxiety disorder, from years and years and years of experiencing that. So after a while, what happened is that our sympathetic nervous system could no longer handle that stress, worry, and pressure, that it finally snapped. It snapped. Now, to heal that wound, we need to change the way we think about situations, about stress, about worry, about pressure. How do we handle it the right way so that we can actually start healing ourselves? And this is why a lot of people tell me, oh, I don't like using the word heal. But no, that's what you're actually doing. You are healing yourself, because right now you have a certain wound. It's like breaking a leg or breaking an arm or breaking a bone. You cannot say that right now I'm not going to heal myself. No, you are healing yourself. You're putting on a cast. You're doing physical therapy, whatever it is. And then you are going to heal yourself. Eventually, you should go to the gym, work it out, whatever it is, so that you can continuously have that momentum of having that strength. So it's not something bad to say, like, you know what, right now I am not doing well. That's okay. It's okay not to feel okay. It's okay to be this way. It's not okay to stay this way. Yeah, we need to work towards that place where we're anxiety free, and we shouldn't stay that way, but we have to acknowledge, okay, you know what? This is my situation right now. What can I do in order for me to overcome this? What can I do to heal myself? What can I do so that I can start feeling much better? It's a good question to ask, because we don't want to stay like this for the rest of our lives. And it makes sense. Of course you don't want to. But again, I just want you to understand that it's not going to be an easy road. And I don't want to demotivate you and tell you, I just don't want to provide you false hopes. That's what it is, guys. I don't want to provide you false hopes, because I myself experienced those false hope. I'm like, okay, this is what's going to help me. This is the solution. This is the solution. Trying this is the solution. And then every time I would get disappointed, and that would demotivate me like crazy until I came to the conclusion. And whoever brought me to this conclusion was the social worker that I worked with, who went through anxiety disorder himself. And he told me, he was like, I understand you want to get out of it today. I know you want to get rid of this right now. And even yesterday, I know. But just know that's not going to help you overcome it, because that's going to put more pressure on you. It's like, understand this is going to take some time, but with the right work and with the right mindset, you will see eventually that you will get out of this. And he told me, it's like, you got to do certain things. You know, I've spoke about this throughout my entire series of my podcast of so many things that you can do and what you need to do so that you can start feeling better, and start off with which one thing at a time and master that thing. And you'll see eventually you'll start building more and more and more momentum. And then eventually one day you'll be anxiety free. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people. And the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.